Okay, so we're going to take a look at some keyword transformations at C2 proficiency level. I am on page 40 of the Objective Proficiency Students book. We're in the revision of topics 1 to 4. And we have some keyword transformations here, exactly as you would see in the real C2 Proficiency Cambridge exam on part 4 of the Reading and Use of English paper. We've got the instructions there, right? I'm sure you've seen this many times before. Certainly if you watch my channel, you'll have seen it this week. I think a couple of days ago I made a keyword transformations video. But here we go again. So it says for questions 1 to 6, complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first sentence using the word given, right? The word in bold. It says do not change the word given. We should know that by now. You must use between 3 and 8 words. Always remember that. 3 minimum, 8 maximum. And that's including the word given. Now I've had a quick look at these, but I haven't checked the answers. So again, leave a comment underneath if you think there is another way of saying anything. I'm pretty sure I know a correct answer to all of these, which would get me 2 points in the exam. Remember, part 4, the keyword transformation is very important because there's 12 points on offer. 6 questions, 2 points per correct answer in total. So you can get 1 point or 2 points, depending on how well you answer it. Let's get started. Number 1 says, I'm afraid the only option open to me is to ask you to leave the restaurant. Has anyone ever said that to you before? You should be ashamed of yourselves. I, alternative, you to leave the restaurant. So there's nothing else I can do. I think I would say, I'm afraid the only option open to me. I think I would say I have no alternative other than to ask you. Or even more simple, I think this is what I would say. I would say I have no alternative but to ask you to leave the restaurant. That's the simplest one, I think. Let me know if you agree. I think there could be several ways. I'm pretty sure there's several ways. There are several ways to answer that one correctly and get the 2 points. I think the most simple way is I have, or maybe I'm afraid I have no alternative. Is that essential information? Yeah, I think I'm going to include that actually. I'm afraid I am afraid I have no alternative but to ask. Oh no, that's too many words. No, I have no alternative but to ask you. Yeah, that's it. I'm leaving it like that. Okay, number 2. If I had known the flight was going to be late leaving, I wouldn't have bothered rushing to the airport. Delay. Okay, if I had known, another way of saying is if I had known is had I known, right? So I'm guessing that's how this is going to start. To my flights, the delay to my flights. So had I known about the delay to my flight, I think. Again, let me know if you don't agree or if you think there are other possibilities. But I think, had I known about the delay to my flight, I wouldn't have bothered rushing to the airport. I didn't know. Had I known about the delay, yeah, I think possibly the only option is what I'm saying there. But, well, number 3. The authorities made the landlord take on the financial burden of looking after the building. Right. Oof, this is very difficult because this is going to be a passive sentence and you have to know this idiom, right? So the authorities did something to the landlord. They obliged him to take on the financial burden, right? To pay for the upkeep, essentially, the maintenance of the building, right? Looking after the building. So what happened? The landlord was made to take on the financial burden, was made to shoulder the financial burden of looking after the building. Now, I think I might be at the limit of my words there. Let's have a look. The landlord was made to shoulder the financial burden of, that's 8 words exactly, of looking after the building. And I think that is as concise as possible. I'm really not sure if there are any other possibilities there. Again, leave a comment if you think there are. Okay, number 4. David looked as if he was about to cry when he saw the damage to his motorbike. Verge. Very common expression. Verge or point. About to. Yes, so there's an expression with verge, right? David looked like, I think you should know this. He looked like he was on the verge of crying when he saw the damage to his car. So he looked like he was about to cry, that he was on the point of crying or on the verge of crying when he saw the damage to his motorbike. Yeah, it looked like crying was inevitable and imminent. Right. Okay. On the edge is another expression. Anyway, number 5. If you need to contact me urgently, then ring this number. Oof. Okay. Right. Necessary. Should. Ring this number. Right. Yes, I had a little think about this one before. And I have to say I doubted a little bit as to which is the correct combination of words. And I came to the conclusion that there are at least 2 ways, possibly 3 or 4 ways of answering this one correctly. I think I would say, should you find it necessary, which means if you need to do something, should you find it necessary, should can mean in the event that, right? Should you find it necessary to contact me, I think I would say urgently, because that's in the original sentence, ring this number. So, should you find it necessary to contact me urgently? That's 8 words again. We're right at the limit. But I think it's correct. I don't think there's any problem with that. Then ring this number. That's a difficult one. I'm sure you'll have something to say about that one, all of you. But let's move on to the final sentence. Number 6, it says, I'm sure that the hotel will be good, as it was recommended by Pablo. Okay, yeah, again, I hesitated a little bit here. If you're sure that something is going to happen, another way of expressing that is to say it's inevitable, is, well, that it is bound to happen. In this case, we would say the hotel is bound to be good, right? It is bound, so the hotel is bound to be good. Who recommended it to me? Pablo. So why is it bound to be good? Because Pablo recommended it to me. I think I would say as Pablo recommended it to me just because they used as in the original sentence, but I'm sure because is acceptable as well. So the hotel is bound to be good, as Pablo recommended it to me. And I think that's it. Did you get 12 out of 12 possible points there? If you did, again, I think it was a pretty difficult exercise. I'll be very impressed if people are getting 12 out of 12. If you're not sure if you got 12 out of 12, leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I don't know, do you want any more? What do you want from this channel? Click the blue button and see if you can get a more personalized experience from We Are English. If not, I'll see you in the next free video. I'm just going to ride this till the wheels come off. I think I'm due a pit stop. What am I? Goodbye.